You're on a podcast, the host leans in and says, "So where are you based? What do you do when you're not working?" The chat loves you, comments are flying, and you feel that little pressure to be relatable. You mention a neighborhood, a favorite cafe, a hobby, maybe a story about your old job. Weeks later, someone in your DMs says, "Hey, I think I saw you at that cafe on Tuesday." You weren't there on Tuesday, but they were looking. This video is about making that moment boring and safe on purpose. We're talking about the decoy identity, a deliberate, mostly true but not dangerous public persona that satisfies curiosity, gives people something to grab onto, and quietly draws fire away from the parts of your life you actually care about. Think of it as a padded costume you wear on the internet, so your actual skin isn't out there getting scratched. Before we get clever, let's draw a bright red line. This is not about fraud, not about faking credentials, lying on legal documents, dodging taxes, or scamming people. Do not mess with your government ID, your bank, your contracts, your medical records, or anything where the law needs your real details. Your decoy identity lives in the world of content, social media, about me pages, and casual conversation, not in courtrooms or compliance forms. Okay, with that out of the way, why would a decoy identity even matter? Because the internet rewards oversharing and punishes it at the same time. Algorithms love personal details, vulnerability, behind the scenes. Viewers love feeling like they know you. Clients feel safer when they can Google you and see a human being, not a corporate logo. But stalkers, trolls, competitors, and bored strangers love that same data for different reasons. Doxing, harassment, impersonation, leverage. Most people solve this by doing nothing and hoping for the best. They slowly drip their real life into public. Real city, real partner, real kids, real routines. By the time something gets weird, their entire biography is scattered across platforms like breadcrumbs. The decoy approach says, fine, let's give them breadcrumbs, but they lead to a picnic blanket in the park, not to your front door. So how does that work in practice? Start with a simple mental model. Your life has layers. At the core is your legal identity. Real name as on your passport, actual address, real documents, government IDs, contracts, banking, taxes. This stays in the vault. No decoy here, only the truth. Outside that is your private identity, the version your close friends and family know. Real relationships, actual routines, the messy stuff you'd share in a group chat. This also stays offline or tightly locked down. Then you have your professional or creator identity, the one clients, followers, and internet strangers interact with. This might use your real name, a business name, or a pen name. This is where a decoy layer lives. You decide which details are accurate, which are vague, which are swapped out, and which never appear at all. To design a decoy identity that actually works, you need to ask a boring but important question. Who are you defending against? If your main worry is casual doxxers and trolls, you're mostly trying to keep your home, family, and daily patterns off the table. If your worry is a specific dangerous person, the bar is higher. You might need legal help, strong physical security, and professional advice, not just clever Instagram bios. If you're a founder or freelancer, you might just want a layer between your business life and your kids' school. Assuming we're in the ordinary internet risk zone, here's how you build a decoy identity that soaks up attention without putting you at risk. First, choose your public basics. These are the things people will inevitably ask. What do you do? Where are you based? What are your hobbies? What's your backstory? For each one, you decide, do I answer honestly, vaguely, or with a safe but curated version? Location is a classic example. Instead of your exact city and neighborhood, you might always talk about the nearest big metro area or region. I'm based on the East Coast, or I'm in the Berlin area. Gives people enough to relate to without telling them where your kids go to school. If you live in a tiny town, you might always name the nearest bigger city. Your decoy identity lives there, even if you actually drive in from somewhere quieter. Jobs and backstory can be softened too. You don't lie about qualifications. You did the degree or you didn't, but you can condense or blur details that make you easy to trace. Instead of, I worked at specific company in this department from 2017 to 2021, your public story becomes, I spent a few years in corporate finance before going solo. It's still true, just not traceable to a precise LinkedIn breadcrumb trail for a stranger. Hobbies and interests are where you can have fun. Your decoy identity can have 3 or 4 clearly defined interests that you actually like and are happy to talk about, but that reveal nothing about your private life. Maybe you're the coffee nerd, the retro games person, the city walker, the stationary addict. These become your go-to stories when interviews or Q&As go personal. Meanwhile, your actual vulnerable hobbies, your kids' sports teams, your exact gym, the park you walk in at 7 a.m., stay off camera. One key to a good decoy: it must be consistent and mildly interesting. If you change your story every week, it looks fake. If it's so bland that you never answer anything, people just keep digging. You want a stable, repeatable set of facts that feel human enough that most people stop there. Next, think about what photos and visuals belong to your decoy life, not your private one. That might mean your social feeds are full of cafes, co-working spaces, cityscapes, home offices, and travel that doesn't reveal where your bedroom window is. It might mean you show your desk, but not your street view, your lunch, but not your license's plate, your bookshelf, but not your kid's school uniform. If you have kids or a partner who didn't sign up for internet fame, your decoy identity simply doesn't have children, or it refers to family in abstract terms without faces or names. Here's a trick: create decoy rituals. Maybe your public self is always talking about Sunday planning sessions with coffee or evening walks with a podcast. These are real habits you could be doing anywhere, but they become your public signature, so people feel like they know your rhythm. Meanwhile, the times and places you're most vulnerable, school drop-offs, medical appointments, specific weekly events, never get posted in real time, if at all. Now let's talk about infrastructure, email addresses, usernames, and domains. A decoy identity works best when it has its own clean, compartmentalized footprint. That might mean a dedicated email address for your public persona that is separate from your private inbox. It might mean you use a consistent handle for your brand across platforms, but you don't tie that handle to accounts that contain sensitive personal data. For example, your public handle CyberAlex has a matching email and social accounts. Your private banking, family group photos, and kids' school app live under a completely different address, not publicly linked anywhere. If someone guesses or steals your public email, they still don't automatically know where your mortgage and medical records are. From a cybersecurity angle, that separation is gold. A compromised public account is still painful, but it doesn't immediately spill into your whole life. Attackers have to cross another boundary instead of writing one password all the way from your Instagram bio to your tax returns. Of course, all this persona building can go wrong if you forget the ethical pieces. Some lines you don't cross. You don't invent illnesses, deaths, or dramatic tragedies to manipulate people. You don't fake marginalized identities you don't belong to for clout. You don't pretend to be from a specific community or culture just because it sells. And you never lie about skills, licenses, or certifications in ways that put people at risk. The decoy protects your privacy. It doesn't give you a license to cosplay someone with different lived experiences. Another important point: if you're in regulated professions, medicine, law, finance, security consulting, check your ethics and local rules before hiding too much. Some regulators require you to use your real name in certain contexts, especially when giving advice that affects people's money or health. You can still use a decoy for lifestyle content and private details, but you may need to be crystal clear about where real professional responsibility begins. Now, what does this look like day to day? Let's say you're a security consultant with a growing YouTube channel. Publicly, your decoy identity is Alex, a security pro based in the London area, ex-corporate, now freelance. Alex loves espresso, walking, and retro tech. The channel shows coffee shops and city streets that could be anywhere, a tidy desk, occasional conference footage, maybe the outside of generic office buildings. Privately, you live 45 minutes outside the city with a family. Your kids' faces never appear on camera. Your house doesn't show up. The school run isn't content. Your partner's name isn't on your public profiles. Your private address and real local spots never get mentioned. When people ask, where exactly in London? You smile and say, I'm all over. I basically live on trains, which is both true and unhelpful for anyone trying to triangulate. If a journalist wants to profile you, they get the Alex version. Your correct work history in broad strokes, your real expertise, your decoy hobbies. If they ask too specifically about where you live, you steer back to the city level. If a client needs your legal name and address for a contract, they get that on a PDF sent via your secure systems, not in a casual Twitter thread. Over time, the internet builds up a clear picture of Alex from London who loves coffee and cybersecurity. And that's fine. The part of your life you actually care about staying private remains mostly untouched. The decoy identity also helps with reputation damage control. If someone tries to smear you, they're usually going to hit whatever's easiest to see. Your public posts, your brand, your decoy details. That's still annoying, but it's much better than having them dig up your kids' school photos or your exact apartment block. If they impersonate you, they're likely to copy the decoy persona, which you can then point to and say, "That's not us. Here's our official site and handle." There are some pitfalls, and it's worth being honest about them. One is overcomplicating things. If your decoy identity is so elaborate that you need a spreadsheet to remember your fake favorite restaurant and your made-up dog's name, you're going to slip. Keep it close to reality, just edited for safety. Think of it as true but not complete, rather than fictional. Another pitfall is forgetting who knows what. It helps to have clear lines in your own head. People on the internet know A, B, C, clients know A, B, C, and D, close friends know everything. That way, you don't accidentally tell a client something you meant to keep only for family or share a deeply private thing in a live stream because you're tired and the lines blurred. And then there's the emotional side. Some people worry that creating a decoy identity is fake or dishonest. It can feel weird at first to hold back details when everyone else is spilling their guts. Here's a reframe. Every time you walk into a meeting, a party, or a classroom, you curate who you are. You don't hand out your bank statements and medical records with your handshake. You choose stories that fit the room. Online is just the same, scaled up. A decoy identity is not about lying. It's about choosing which parts of yourself you hand to strangers and which you reserve for people who've actually earned that access. Think about celebrities who have stage names, pen names, or tight control over what their kids look like in public. Nobody says, "Wow, they're such frauds for not live streaming bedtime stories." We intuitively understand that privacy and safety are valid. You're allowed to treat your life, especially in a world of mass scraping, data brokers, and doxing, the same way. So what can you do right after this video without redesigning your entire existence? You can pick 3 public basics and decide on their decoy versions. The region you'll always say you're from, the short, non-traceable version of your career story, and 2 or 3 safe hobbies you're happy to talk about endlessly. You can audit your current profiles and scrub out details that are too specific. Exact neighborhoods, kids' names, daily routines posted in real time. You can split your email setup so your public brand email isn't also the key to your family photo backup and your mortgage login. You don't have to disappear. You just have to stop handing strangers a perfect map.